Hi everyone. I'm thinking of you, missing you, and was also thinking about what I would do for our small Easter table this year. And wanted to share with you what I found in the yard here to make an arrangement at home and how I go about doing a centerpiece for a table. So first let me tell you what I found and what's out there right now to look for. You'll need some greens, so that could be something like dog hobble, which is a nice evergreen that still looks quite summery and lush, or something like boxwood is always great. Um, Sometimes, like this is a hellebore foetus, this can make a nice green, just the flower itself. This Andromeda has a nice leaf to it. And even an arborvitae with all these spring flowers, it looks much less Christmassy. I think it really doesn't look Christmassy at all, especially when it's paired with this Andromeda that has the same kind of form. Um, just amazing to me what an eye Mother Nature has and how well she's used color theory with what she presents this time of year, with just the tone-on-tone yellow out there, and then with this sort of cream, yellowy cream, and brighter yellow, and then you'll even see then some tidbits of a burgundy or magenta color, which is right across the color wheel from the yellow in the details of the hellebore or the stems of the Andromeda, which by the way was Henry Thoreau's favorite flower. So let's see what we can do with these in an arrangement. All right, so something that I found to be great for centerpieces are these jam jars or small ball jars. And you can make an arrangement sort of like this. This might be just the start of one, but what I do, sometimes you can just crisscross branches and build on that. But with anything with an open mouth like this, I find it really handy to just take some tape, any old tape. I happen to have it in this bigger roll, and make a grid, like a tic-tac-toe grid for this, because I have some things that have bigger stems, like a number of daffodils. I think instead of, if I did a whole tic-tac-toe, I might run out of space. So instead I'm just going to put 2 pieces of tape across. That'll give a little support for some of the greens to get started. Okay, so usually I do start with greens and add flowers. So I think for this one, what I'll do is use some boxwood and some Andromeda. Big piece. And just start with that. Start with the greens. So a little water into the vase. And then we'll clip off. I'm always surprised by how short I need to get with stems that I'm doing for a centerpiece. A rule of thumb for a centerpiece is you don't want it to be any bigger than your elbow to your wrist on the table. So the top should be right about here. So you can arrange in a bigger vessel like this one, this sort of Winston's cube. But again, you want to keep it pretty low like this. Okay, so there's the Andromeda. Let's put a little boxwood in. Again, I could strip the stems there. I just did. You typically definitely should do that for things going underwater. I just want this to last through Easter though, and boxwood is a pretty tough leaf that's not going to decompose too fast, so I can just do it like that. And let's see. I did like the way the arborvitae kind of mimicked the shape of the Andromeda, so I might use another piece of arborvitae. I don't think it looks too Christmassy when it's used like this with spring flowers. So, and there's some flowers like this where you can manipulate the stem. Make it bend a little bit so it doesn't stick right up and get in the way of your other things. Okay. see if we can get everything to bend down a little bit. All right, and then let's put some daffodils in with that. Also some hellebore. We'll pick a little variety. Okay. So yeah. The way I measure to figure out the height of something like this, sometimes you just have a sense, but what I do is I'd like them to be about this tall. So I put their heads right down where their stems would be, and then I can cut, maybe I'll cut them off, you know, so one's a little shorter than the other. Yeah. And unlike I'm doing right here, try to keep your arranging area a little bit clean so that you can really see what you're doing, so that your eye isn't influenced by other things in your frame. So that's kind of cute. I like the light color of this opposite the light color of that. Something for a little more height, but still not going above that plane. A little more fullness. And then I look at it from the sides and I'm like, I think there could be something spilling over those other sides too. Maybe it's a very low daffodil. Let's try that. Make a little pairing right here. Yeah, so that looks a little more sweet from the side. Yeah, I like that. So the daffodil spills down over the side. Maybe we'll do another one like that. Or maybe that is the place for a hellebore to go. Yeah. So maybe on this side, where there's just not as much interest for viewers, someone who's seated on that side, maybe that's where you want your hellebore draping over the edge. That seems a little long to me now. All right. Well, I quite like those bells. I think I'm going to put just another little one. Again, for the person seated on this side, so they have a little bit of variety, a little something like that. There you go. So there is one. All done. So you can imagine 3 of those along the table could be really, really nice for your Easter. And yeah, you can keep going if you want to. See where it takes you. All right, well, that's what I would do with flowers I have at home growing in the yard for Easter. Happy Easter, everybody. Bye-bye.